Human beings are widely regarded by scientists as being social creatures. We seek companionship, and being socially connected is often associated with relieving stress, anxiety, and sadness. And by contrast, a lack of social connection can pose serious risks to mental health. So in our high-tech, highly connected world, where does that leave social media? Is it an easy target of blame for mental distress? Or is social media a more complex variable in the question of our mental health? Well, for more, we're joined now by Dr. Ong Say. He's a senior consultant and chief for developmental psychiatry at the Institute of Mental Health here in Singapore. Dr. Ong, good evening. How profound is the risk of adverse consequences from social media use on the mental health and well-being of children? How pervasively has that harm been actually felt in societies?
Good evening, Dawn. Thank you for having me. Right. Singapore does have a very high internet penetration rate and social media users. In a survey in 2018, up to 75% of children aged 8 to 12 are watching videos online, and up to 61% are actually also playing games online. And they could easily spend like 35 hours a week on screen. So that amounts to close to a week of school. So given that children are exposed to social media, they are also at a vulnerable position. Without proper supervision and guidance, they could be at risk of cyber risk. You have heard about scammers, phishing, sex predators. So the risk is very real, right? But there are also other potential side effects of excessive screen time and social media use as well. The most direct one would be the physical effects, like being sedentary, not having physical activity or exercise. It may exacerbate the myopia, causing short-sightedness. But there also could be impact on their regular routines, like meal times and bedtimes as well, with many of them sacrificing that to catch up with their social media.
Right.
Now, over long term...
So, Dr. Ong, what I hear you say is that the damaging effect really comes from when all of that social media use impinges on perhaps a balance that young children might need. Which children, perhaps, though, are more vulnerable than others? Are there a group that might be more vulnerable to those ill effects?
Right. Particularly concerned about younger children, especially if they're exposed to handheld device at a very early stage of their life. For example, if they are preschoolers, this is when the brain is actively growing and maturing. They need to go through a range of be exposed to certain essential tasks and activities like going out to explore the unfamiliar physical environment. They have to socialize with peers and friends. So if the child is glued to his or her handphone, they may not be able to have this kind of opportunities to navigate through those developmental milestones. Not to mention that it also can impact on the cognitive functioning as well. Having a tablet right in front of you, they have less chance of practicing their writings. There's been shown that they might also impact on the vocabulary development and their level of attention and task persistence as well.
All right, Dr. Ong, thank you very much for agreeing to spend some time to chat to us about the importance of that balance that social media has, the use of it, and children and their mental health. Thank you very much. Dr. Ong Say, they're Senior Consultant and Chief for Developmental Psychiatry at the Institute of Mental Health here in Singapore.